Good morning, Math 3. This is lesson 132. Today we are going to divide a 2-digit number by a 1-digit number and then have a remainder. I know that sounds maybe a little confusing, but as soon as you see what we're doing, you will understand. So, I have $35 that I would like to divide between two people. Remember, we practiced this last week, so let's see how good your skills are. How many tens is each person going to get? Remember, they will each get 1. We're writing the 1 right above the 10 so that we can see how many 10s they will get. Then remember, our next step is to multiply. So 1 times 2 equals 2. Then we need to subtract that. I better make my line a little longer. 3 minus 2 is 1. Now we're going to bring the 1s down. So now we have 15 1s. How many 1s can each person have? They can each have 7. So we're going to put the 7 here. Remember, now we need to multiply. 7 times 2 is 14. Before I go any further, I want to remind you that we're writing the 7 above the 1s to show how many 1s each person is going to get. And notice how I am making sure everything is lined up so that I do not make any foolish mistakes because I had my numbers in the wrong place. 15 minus 14 is 1. So each person can have $17. Let me put my dollar sign up there. There's $1 left over. So this is called the remainder. So we're going to write an R here. And for our answer, we're going to write the capital R with the 1. The capital R stands for remainder. Now, you know that mathematicians check their division answers by multiplying. And we practiced that last week. So let's go through that with the remainder. So remember, we're multiplying the $17 times $2, or by the 2 people. Let's write our 17 times 2. 2 times 7 is 14. 2 times 1 is 2, plus 1 is 3. So we have $34. But remember, we have this remainder, so we need to add that dollar. Now our answer is $35. Remember, when we check our division answer by multiplying, this needs to equal what's inside the division box. All right, it's your turn to practice with me. You will need scrap paper and a pencil. So get those things out. While you're doing that, you might want to put this on pause. I'm going to erase this and write our new question on. All right, here's our question. Now I have $98, and 3 people are going to share the $98. Notice that when I wrote my 98, I spread the numbers out so that there's no confusion between the tens column and the ones column. I am sure that if you see a big brother or sister, mom, dad, or grandma and grandpa write it, they will write the numbers close together like you usually do, but for this practice, spread them out a bit so that you don't get confused. All right. For the tens, remember we have 9 tens. How many tens can each person have? I hope you said 3. They each get 3. Remember now we need to multiply. 3 times 3 equals 9. Next step is to subtract. I'm going to make sure that my line goes underneath the 8. Now what is 9 minus 9? 0. Remember our next step is to bring the 8 down. So now we have 8 ones. How many ones can each of those 3 people have? They can have 2. Remember, write that 2 over the ones so we know how many ones each person can have. Okay, now let's multiply. 2 times 3 is 6. We'll write it underneath the ones. And now we need to subtract. 8 minus 6 is 2. So that we have a remainder of 2. Remember, you need to write that up here for your answer. And don't forget your dollar sign. I should have done that in a different color. Hopefully with the next example I will. All right, we need to check it by multiplying. Remember which numbers we're going to use. 32 times 3. Three times 2 equals 6. 3 times 3 equals 9. Don't forget to add your remainder of 2. 6 plus 2 is 8. And just 9 plus, remember that's an imaginary 0. So I have $98 here. I have $98 in the division box. So I know that I did my question correctly. Okay, we have one more practice. $97 divided by 4. And I'm going to change the color of my marker. All right. How many of the 9 tens can each person have? They may have 2. And I did not do a very good job of making sure that my 7 was far away, so let me just fix that. One thing that I should point out to you, because some of you will say, but Mrs. Harms, they can each have 1, and that's true, but we need to get as close to the 9 as we can without going over the 9. So we know that they can have 2. So let's do the multiplication. 2 times 4 equals 8. So let's subtract 8 from 9. 9 minus 8 leaves us with 1. Remember, we're going to bring down the 7. We have 17 ones now. So how many ones can each of the 4 people have? They can have 4. Multiply. 4 times 4 is 16. This is where our 16 goes. Now subtract. Do your subtraction symbol. And then your line. 7 minus 6 is 1. 1 minus 1 is 0. So I'm not even going to write in the 0 because I need to write the R for remainder. Up here I'm going to write remainder 1, and I'm going to make sure that I have my dollar sign. Alright, I'm going to get myself set up over here to check it by multiplying. So remember, we're writing 24 times 4. 4 times 4 is 16. 4 times 2 is 8, plus 1 is 9. And then remember, we have the remainder of 1, so we need to add that. And my dollar sign. So when I checked it, I have $97, and $97 is what is in the division box. Thank you for joining me for math today. Have a fantastic day, and I will see you next time.